Presented by Listen Headlines. Latest financial news from trusted sources.
February 18. 1900 America New York, will prediction markets live up to the hype? Their mainstream appeal remains uncertain. February 18. 1900 America New York, Australian dollar outlook. External factors dominate AUD, USD, will it break free? The Australian dollar faces a choppy outlook with global concerns growing over a conflict in the Ukraine. Where to for AUD, USD? February 18. 1900 America New York, a new history of sanctions has unsettling lessons for today. Sometimes they create the problem they are trying to solve. February 18. 1900 America New York, are financial crossbreeds monstrosities or labradoodles? Crypto-Spock fusions shed light on the question. February 18. 1900 America New York, Citigroup is disposing of its international retail network. The sale marks the end of a remarkable experiment in global finance. February 18. 1823 America New York, Janet Bufton on the Canadian truckers' protest. Yesterday, a libertarian friend in Ottawa, Janet Bufton, posted an article on the truckers' protest. It's titled, "Canada's Freedom Convoy is Undermining the Cause of Freedom." February 18. 1739 America New York, multinationals in Ukraine are ready for a conflict but staying put. Despite warnings by Western leaders of an imminent Russian attack, US and European companies say they see a low risk of an invasion. Western allies have ceded Ukraine and businesses operating there with over $48 billion in bilateral and multilateral economic support as Russia escalates threats. February 18. 1730 America New York, CNN's Gollist discussed interview topics with Governor Cuomo, probe found. An internal investigation found that a top executive, Allison Gollist, had extensive communications with then-Governor Andrew Cuomo. Former Governor Andrew M. Cuomo. An internal CNN investigation found extensive communications between Mr. February 18. 1717 America New York, Sacklers raise their offer to settle opioid lawsuits by more than $1 billion. But they continue to insist on protection from civil liability claims over opioids, an unusual and controversial measure that derailed a previous deal. The headquarters of Purdue Pharma in Stamford, Connecticut. February 18. 1701 America New York, energy bills, it's really extraordinarily grim. Mary Patterson is one of thousands facing energy price rises of 200% because of no price cap protection. February 18. 1652 America New York, for companies, winning in China now means losing somewhere else. The debacle over Olympic sponsorship shows how the US-China relationship has turned into a minefield for companies trying to do business in both countries. The decision to locate the 2022 Olympic Games in Beijing has turned sponsorship into a minefield for global firms. February 18. 1639 America New York, for companies, winning in China now means losing somewhere else. The debacle over Olympic sponsorship shows how the US-China relationship has turned into a minefield for companies trying to do business in both countries. The decision to locate the 2022 Olympic Games in Beijing has turned sponsorship into a minefield for global firms. February 18. 1605 America New York, American Airlines trims more international flights. The world's largest carrier by passenger traffic is again cutting its summer schedule as production problems prevent Boeing from handing over new 787s. February 18. 1536 America New York, interest rates are rising. What if you want a house? A strange set of, you guessed it, pandemic-influenced circumstances makes this a tough market to assess. Here are 4 questions and answers that can help. February 18. 1523 America New York, U.S. lifts Mexican avocado trade ban after threat to inspector. Countries reach agreement to boost security following a week-long halt to inspections of the popular fruit. February 18. 1457 America New York, interest rates are rising. What if you want a house? A strange set of, you guessed it, pandemic-influenced circumstances makes this a tough market to assess. Here are 4 questions and answers that can help. February 18. 1403 America, New York, Mrs. Doubtfire, postpones Broadway reopening until April. The musical, which closed temporarily last month as the Omicron variant spread, had hoped to reopen in March. Mrs. Doubtfire, which decided to close temporarily as the Omicron variant spread, decided not to reopen in mid-March, as originally announced. February 18, 1341 America, New York, is money nominally neutral? In a recent Bloomberg column, Tyler Cowen discusses Fisher Black's view of monetary policy. Paul Krugman has argued that there was not high inflation after 2008 because the U.S. February 18, 1333 America, New York, Fed sets trading restrictions for top officials. The Federal Reserve formally adopted new ethics rules aimed at limiting financial market trading by its top officials, senior staff and close family members. February 18, 1325 America, New York, mortgage rates will rain on this house party. Every indicator of housing demand suggests strong demand and tight supply, but higher mortgage rates are likely to start showing up soon in the data. February 18, 1306 America, New York, amid Ukraine tension, oil traders bet on an Iran deal. Prices fell, and then recovered, as speculation grew that a revived nuclear deal with Tehran could free millions of barrels of oil. An oil and gas exhibition in Tehran in 2019. February 18, 1304 America, New York, Friday assorted links. 1. Good observations on the economics of interdisciplinary work. 2. David Brooks on refreshing democracy, NYT. 3. How the NYT has changed Wordle. 4. At what age does mental speed slow? February 18, 1244 America, New York, how to transition into retirement. Many older Americans like to ease into being an ex-worker, but you need to think carefully about just how to get there. Pat Sterner runs her own business from her home along the shore of Lake Superior in Minnesota. February 18, 1233 America, New York, Kazakhstan's internet shutdowns could be a warning for Ukraine. Control of the internet is increasingly part of any modern conflict. A worker cleaned out a market that was set on fire and ransacked after protests broke out in Almaty, Kazakhstan, in January. February 18, 1233 America, New York, Kazakhstan's internet shutdowns could be a warning for Ukraine. Control of the internet is increasingly part of any modern conflict. A worker cleaned out a market that was set on fire and ransacked after protests broke out in Almaty, Kazakhstan, in January.